Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Well, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Thank Goodness It's Friday number 30. I'm your host, the Atheist Ranger. I have here with me for now AJ James, Matt Gilmore, and Heavy Hauler. How y'all doing tonight?
Great.
Hi there.
Hello.
So, AJ, apparently before we went on air, you apparently had a story to share.
Yes, and it's really weird. Okay, backstory time. There was this person called Ice Age, original name, and they were known as an art thief. They would take pictures of artwork, put it on YouTube videos, and not give credit at all. The only thing they would do is say, "Art not mine," in the description, but nothing else. So I commented on one of their pictures saying, this is illegal and wrong. You gotta credit the artist. And they said, "No, I don't." And we went back and forth. I tried to explain the legality of giving credit, and they just ignored me and deleted my comments file, started calling me names, and just disappeared out of nowhere. 2 years later, the same person yesterday just showed up and accused me of a lot of things which weren't true. So I asked, "Are you still stealing art, by the way?" And they said, "I'm not stealing art. I say it's not mine, but that's it. I don't have to credit the artist at all." And I'm like, "You idiot! You've been doing this for 2 more years and haven't learned your lesson?" And wasn't this person banned? And apparently not. So that happened. I looked at their profile and found the more stolen art, but that's not all what I found. I found 2 disturbing pictures of a dead baby and a severed limb.
Wow.
This kid, no matter what age or whatever, this person is weird. And so I posted on my account and in the communities they were taking art from, like, please report this person, ban them, and whatever. And I haven't gotten a response from any of these people. I'm wondering if they purposely let this person in.
Huh. That is weird. Have these people been, like, trolling you or something?
No, they just don't really respond to many people when reporting art thieves.
Well, you think they would be on top of that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, these communities are really big. I understand it being hard to take care of a huge community with more than 1,000 people, but come on.
Yeah. Oh.
I had to save the pictures of the baby and severed limb on my computer as evidence so I could show people, or at least censor it and show people exactly what this person is: a weirdo and a creep and an art thief. And I really don't want them on my computer anymore, but I'm not going to delete them until they're banned.
Did you report them to Google?
Yes, I did. Still haven't gotten a response.
Google. That's Google for you.
Yeah. Huh. That's a waste of freaking time. Anywho, what's up with everyone else?
Not a whole lot here.
Yeah, same here. Same shit, different day, more or less.
Yeah.
What's up, Kazoom?
Not a whole lot. I was just looking through more of these tapes that I had found with that like still trip out at finding like 43 tapes at the at Goodwill bins, the outlet store. So I've been able to spend a lot of time, looking for some older commercials, and I finally found one that was older than '89, and it was from '86, and but I kind of got to continually tune the heads, the audio, the analog audio heads continually on the tape, because it just keeps going in and out. I think whatever it was recorded on was crap.
Mm-hmm. Could have been a crappy tape.
Yeah.
It's one of those tapes that if you look at the tape itself, it has this little, on the very, very, very edge of the tape, there's this little consistent crinkle through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, those tapes get old and they start deteriorating, so that's probably one of the reasons why.
Yeah, that and it just one bad player just running it through once will do that to tapes when the when the audio heads are completely out.
Mm-hmm.
There's this piece of metal that will push up against the edge of the tape,
Right,
and that's what does it the most.
it chews it up.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things why they couldn't master that for some reason, unless you got a really fancy VHS player.
Or you just have the lid off most of the time and know how to adjust everything all the time.
Well, that too.
Yeah, but we can't expect the public to know how to do that sort of thing. So
Right.
Yeah, foreheads with floating heads. Those were nice. Those were nice.
yeah, very. And didn't those come out, or didn't those start to get released around, what was it, 95, 96 or something like that? Or did they come out before them? The ones with the flying erase heads.
I think they came out before. I'm really not sure.
They came out in the early to mid 90s, I think.
Because they were great for, like, if you was like recording something off another tape or whatever, stopping or pausing, and then start recording something else, you wouldn't get that little rainbow pattern that would get on the tape.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was aggravating.
Yeah,
There
I
were
think it was
some
in
that
the
were
mid-90s.
There were some that were good enough that you could pause frame by frame and then record at exact frame numbers, and before the computer tools to do that sort of thing were out, I used to do a lot of these. I would take a whole movie and I'd record just the special effects scenes through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
there were cassette tape players and recorders, 2 decks that you could do that with. You could like get it like real precise, like even the spacing between the songs and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are pretty
Well,
cool.
Well, I had a Laserdisc player, and there is a store that in Seattle that you could rent Laserdiscs at. So I would continually rent Laserdiscs and copy them to hi-fi SVHS tapes. So worked out pretty good. And then I'd have those mixed tapes where I'd just take all the special effects from some of the movies, like on The Fifth Element.
That was a cool movie.
It was. Love that movie.
Very odd to watch a movie where Bruce Willis actually has hair.
I know. I would love to see that. Well, it's a good thing the doctor's here. I finally saw, was it that fucking debate between Steve McRae and Gman? Oh, that was fucking epic.
It wasn't a debate. It was an open dialogue.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I saw that open dialogue and it was fucking, oh. And here I thought G-Man was dumb before.
Yeah, Steve made a few slip-ups, but mostly I dismissed them as being he misspoke, but G-Man just couldn't understand what the objection was to his entire argument. It was just atrocious to watch.
I know. I had to stop watching after like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is like too painful for me to watch.
Oh, I sat through all of that, and then there was the afterhang as well.
So many hangouts that I see that involve G-Men seem to be more of an intervention than anything else, or an attempted intervention, and it fails.
Well, this is a man who thinks that atheists not only do atheists don't exist, but apparently we are our own gods.
That's not actually what he thinks. It's what he's arguing, and he doesn't understand exactly why it doesn't work. And it's because he comes up with his own proprietary definition of atheism and his own definitions for God and supernatural and natural. And then he attempts to impose it upon everyone else and says that, well, it's the same thing that we're saying when we say we're atheists. And the sad thing is that I've been following this for a while. And every definition that Gman provides, I do not meet the definition of theism, of a theist that he wants to put forward. As he makes it as ludicrous as he wants, when he brings in these natural gods that you can see and all that other crap, I'm still an atheist.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I can literally grant him everything, and I'm still an atheist.
Well, I think that's what Steve was trying to bring up. I think like the biggest flaw in his argument is that every definition of God that I personally have seen has to do with something, either something or someone being superhuman, and he cannot name a single person that is superhuman.
Yeah, but that's not. But they're still natural according to G-Man. You know, Jesus walking on water and calming the storms with nothing more than the words that he speaks. That's not supernatural, according to G-Man.
He's a fucking idiot.
He is an idiot.
You know what I would love to see is a whole hangout with G-Man that does not involve religion or atheism, even once, where like that subject is not allowed, and just see where things go.
He's actually a pretty decent guy. I've seen hangouts like that.
No, he's not.
What?
He can be tolerable, but I wouldn't say he's decent.
Decent, tolerable. I mean, the only thing that I know about G-Man is that he's a good. I guess he's a gamer, and he's a huge Madden fan, and so am I. So,
well, he's not a big gamer. Like, he really likes Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which is something that I like as well. He's really obsessed with Star Wars, and he really loves white women.
Well, I love black women, so I can't judge.
Well, you're a racist.
Oh, of course.
You're full of that white guilt.
Oh,
I take it G-Man is black.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Well, not that it matters. I just,
Wasn't part of it? Didn't part of it have to do with? Now, I might be confusing with something else, but wasn't part of it? Did it have something to do with whether Christ was natural or supernatural?
Yeah, he said that Jesus, because he could be seen, felt, basically empirically verified to have existed. If Jesus existed at all, that would make him a natural God.
Back when I used to be a Christian, my understanding, or the way it came across to me when I would read the Bible and study and stuff, was that he was a human being. If he had been real, given the book and all that and what it says, he would be human.
Yes, he had donned a human form as he was experiencing life as a human.
Yeah,
but he was still supernatural. He was still divine.
Well, let me flush that out a little bit. He was human. I mean, he pooped and peed like everybody else, and he probably got a few hard-ons now and then. He was human in every way. He was not divine. He was not godly or godlike at all. My understanding was he set aside the supernatural part, and he was completely, totally human. The miracles were done through him. He was like a conduit. God did the miracles. And then there was a place where Christ was talking about he's not the one talking, it's God talking through him. He was just a conduit for the words or for the miracles or whatever. He did not have any kind of supernatural power at all. It all came from God. I mean, that was my understanding.
Well, that's one understanding of it, which is that Jesus, as in the corporeal form, was just an avatar of the divine and of the supernatural, and that through that avatar could he perform these miraculous events. But that still is supernatural. It's an avatar made through supernatural means for the sake of performing supernatural effects.
Oh, okay.
But Gman's definition of natural and supernatural, he specified this a lot in the Steve Gman discussion, was supernatural means unseen and natural means seen. That's not how I use those terms. That's not how anybody I know uses those terms, because ghosts, people report them that they can see them, but they're still supernatural. Or proposed to be. There are some weird people who think that, oh no, they're actually natural and this is like world lines colliding or electromagnetic remnants of sheer force of will or some crap like that. But they're most often still supernatural and you can see them. So I don't think that anything that he says is actually meaningful, and really it boils down to he just wants to make a semantic argument that he defines atheism out of existence.
Yeah, I think I actually saw Gman's after party, and oh man, I was trolling that chat like no fucking tomorrow. Because oh man, he makes my job as an atheist so fucking easy. It is ridiculous.
The best was I was getting really frustrated with watching it, but I was sharpening my arrows, like the arrowheads, for tomorrow's awful endeavor that I'm going to be participating in. And so I was able to do it rather efficiently.
Yeah. Wait, what are you participating in?
Tomorrow is the culling.
The what?
The culling of the wild boars in Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah, I think I know.
Where we're literally driving them to extinction.
Yes, I heard about that over the radio, actually.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to a different topic. I don't know how many pro-weed people we have in here, but what do y'all think about Jeff Sessions trying to crack down on states that have legalized it?
It's messed
What?
up, but there's
Ridiculous.
also some talk that that may not go through as much now as before. But yeah, it's pretty lame. They talk about states' rights and then they turn around and violate states' rights. So,
Well, they don't actually violate states' rights. It's a very weird sort of loophole thing where it's, yes, the state legalizes it, and within that state, using marijuana for recreational use is actually completely legal, but it's still a federal crime.
Right.
And so now you have those two things in conflict, which is, do we follow federal law, which should actually trump state law, or do we just respect the decision of the state? And that isn't actually clearly defined in the United States. In Canada, it's going to be legal next month. Completely for recreational use, and they're going to be handing out permits for people to grow it and dispense it, and we'll be able to just buy it, smoke it, eat it, whatever.
Yeah, I just don't like the fact. Go ahead, Kazoo.
I was just saying, I'm in one of the states where it's been, it's recreational is legal. So,
Yeah, you live in Washington?
yes.
Oh, yeah, so does AJ, actually. Okay, apparently she's not there.
I
Yeah.
am.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you heard me. Yeah, I just don't like the fact how he's lying, saying that there's so much violence around marijuana when that just simply isn't true. I mean, there's a hell of a lot more violence surrounded by alcohol than there is marijuana.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yep.
And by the way, if you legalize it and what's the word I'm looking for? Legalize it and
Tax a lot of it.
what?
Tax a lot of it.
Yes, thank you. Tax it and you limit it. I don't see any fucking problem. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a birthday girl in our midst.
Hello.
Heretic woman, who, by the way,
Howdy ho.
she is
Yes.
she is turning 205 today. How are you?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Damn. That's an insult.
I'm just playing. She's turning 45.
Yes. I already did, actually. The day's almost over, but thank you.
No, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Once I'm done here, I have to go through like 300 posts on my Facebook and like them. Yay.
God damn.
I'm gonna feel really bad about it, but I missed your show.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, we had to improvise quickly because, of course, as we figured, Preacher Man didn't show. So
Yeah, that was a fun hangout. Thank you for letting me mirror in it, by the way.
oh,
I was
welcome.
anticipating that he wouldn't show.
Oh, I was too. And but you know it's really funny? Not 5 minutes after we went on the air, he started responding to my PMs. I was like,
Oh,
"You're
yeah.
a dick. You're a dick. You're a pussy." He's like, "Oh." Because the whole thing was, you know, if prayer is real, then Jesus will make you show up. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't make it." And he wouldn't even tell me why. He's like, "No, I'm not going to talk about it." I'm like, "Well, then you're a pussy." Yeah. So, yeah, I just threw out who wants to come and join me, and we had a good time. So
Was that your 100th episode?
that is correct. Yes. That
Yeah,
is
I didn't
correct.
know about it. If I'd known about it, I would have gone to it.
Oh, that's okay. I threw something up in the chat from last Sunday's hangout, but I wasn't sure who was still in there or what, and all of that fun stuff. So I just started messaging people that I could find.
Yeah.
Like, here's a link, show up.
Like, come on, damn it. I did invite Beth and a few other people.
Cool. Yeah, Beth is at work right now, most likely.
Okay,
But,
well, for tonight, I don't know if anyone saw my post, but at least I think I posted it. I'm going to be responding to some Fox News bullshit.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yay!
so enjoy. By the way, I didn't see all these through. I just picked the ones that I find that had a catchy title.
Oh, lovely.
Moving in closer with the Obamas, and that there is going to be a more concerted effort to go after the Trump administration by elements connected to the president. How long do you think that continues? Do you think that's too much of a conspiracy theory? Or do you think it's legit?
No. Look, I think maybe Michael Moore and George Soros will be moving in next. It is the permanency of this opposition. That's all they have right now, is to distract from President Trump's agenda. We cannot allow that. We have to move forward. We have to move swiftly. And that's what our congressional leadership needs to do. Look, President Obama doesn't have, unfortunately, the respect for the office that President Bush did. President Bush, when President Obama came in, he went away. He was not heard from. I think that you're seeing more of him today, 8 years later, than you did in the days and months of President Obama's term. So I think and President Clinton, for that matter, went away. I don't understand why. I do understand. It is the permanent campaign. It is the permanent obstruction by the left. It's all they have now. We're shocked in November that Hillary Clinton lost, and it's really the only thing they have to hold on to.
Well, we've got one poll that shows a slight majority, 53%, say it's time to stop protesting the president, move on. We'll see. I don't expect that to be the case in Washington or beyond. David Bossie, thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Oh, that's rich coming from you people. For 8 fucking years, that's all you people did was fucking obstruct him. Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, even I know that. It's like the minute he's like, "Hey, I want to plan this." Oh my God, we have to do everything we can to stop it. Like, ugh.
Oh man, Fox News, you never continue to fucking not entertain me.
I don't think I've ever actually watched Fox News before.
We have our own version of it up here. It's called Sun News.
Yes, I've not watched that either. I don't have cable.
You don't
thankfully.
need to.
I don't.
We have Earth Day, where it's just like, oh, we all collectively decide to just conserve a bit of power, turn electricity off for 1 hour. Sun News is so blatantly in favor of like gas companies and oil production that their anchors went out and bought massive floodlights for Human Innovation Hour, and this jackass turns them on in front of his house to illuminate his entire yard. Just have them going and swaying back and forth.
What a tool.
Oh, by the way,
the best part was somebody went up to it and spray painted the Batman symbol on all of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what would have been funnier though if they'd have sprayed like the NDP logo on them.
Think of that next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, for those of you who do not know, Megyn Kelly obviously left Fox News or was fired. I don't know. But fucking this dickhead, Tucker Carlson,
She resigned.
She resigned?
Rather forcefully.
Okay, well, either way, this fucking turd took her place. And for those of you who don't remember, it's about the Christian bakers, I think in Oregon, who didn't want to serve a lesbian couple, Melissa Sweetcakes.
Oh, that bitch. Okay.
Yes, apparently they're going to try. They don't want to pay the fines, pretty much. Well, they're appealing the fine thing. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the U.S. Constitution guarantees freedom of religion, of course. In fact, it's the reason this country exists in the first place. But
no, it doesn't.
The law in many states.
Where's his bow tie?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What the fuck, Tucker? Where's your bow tie at?
Weird. My bow tie?
No,
this tool. Maybe
you said, "Doctor, where's your bow tie at?" I was like, "What?"
No, I said, "Tucker, where's your bow tie?"
Oh, I heard "Doctor." It's like I could get it.
Maybe
I could direct you to a video on Pornhub of me wearing it, but it wouldn't be very appropriate.
I'm good.
Maybe somebody told him that he looked too much like Bill Nye with a bow tie, and he got rid of it.
I was gonna say Pee Wee Herman, but okay.
That too, but I figured he'd be grossed out by being equated with a quote liberal scientist.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kazan.
Have you ever watched more recently the footage of Jon Stewart getting on Crossfire and just completely, I mean, poning CNN? And it was like a month after that they stopped the show Crossfire.
Oh, no way.
He destroyed the show Crossfire. I mean, he destroyed it, and he was it was just one of the most awesome political things that I've seen him do. I think Jon Stewart is awesome. But anyway, if you get a chance to watch that, I mean, if they'll let you watch that on this, you know, and you could search for that here. I mean, I tell you, he did a mind-blowing job at really calling them out. This was in 2004, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a while ago.
I think I remember hearing about that.
I was in middle school, so I've never heard of Crossfire.
I heard of it. I just never seen it.
No, but I vaguely remember hearing something about Jon Stewart destroying that show. I mean, it was a long time ago.
It was epic. It was just awesome.
I'm sure.
Were formerly proprietors of a company called Sweet Cakes by Melissa. It was a bakery. But after refusing to provide a cake for a same-sex wedding, the Kleins were fined $135,000 by the state of Oregon. Last year, they closed their bakery.
Yep.
Well, they're still fighting, though, and today their case was heard by a state appeals court. We're joined tonight by the Kleins, along with Hiram Sasser of the First Liberty Institute, which was representing them in court. Thanks a lot for joining us, all of you. First, to you, Melissa, there's been so much reporting on this, and so much of it is coming from a very specific perspective that is possible to you, that I just want to establish exactly what happened. You all did not refuse to serve customers because they were gay, as I understand it. You merely refused to participate in any way in a ceremony you believe violated your religious beliefs. Is that a fair distinction?
Well, actually, Tucker, I have to kind of interrupt. There's a gag order in this case where it's actually being interpreted by one of the commissioners at the Bureau of Labor and Industries, but they can't even really talk about what actually happened.
So why the fuck are you on TV?
Exactly. What are you doing?
It's true because we know what happened. They said, we ain't going to serve you faggots.
And they're going to sit there and be like, well, we can't really talk about it, but woe is us. Oh.
It is stupid because there actually is no conflict at all with the religious views. First of all, if you open up a business, you are voluntarily restricting your rights when you are working within the capacity of that business. You have to serve the clientele.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can reasonably restrict that if someone's being belligerent and upsetting the other clientele, but you can't arbitrarily discriminate against people.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the blondie on the right, he looks like he might be a sister, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought that was just me. I didn't want to be a dick, but I thought that was just my thought.
He is very well groomed. I'll just say that.
Well, he just looks special. I mean, I'm special too, but I've never looked like that. Damn.
But,
it's a very shiny tie.
But as for how it actually doesn't conflict with their religious views, is that there is a distinction between marriage as the civil institution and right, and marriage as a religious sacrament.
Exactly.
Yes.
The ceremony doesn't matter at all. You can have whatever you want for the ceremony, but the sacrament is a very particular thing. If you just have the sacrament, but you don't have that license from the government, it's null and void.
Married.
There is an interesting conflict that this raises, though, which is just for pragmatic reasons. We grant efficiency to pastors, reverends, and priests, and all the other religious officials. When they're performing a wedding ceremony, they're acting as just a civil servant.
Yes.
But we require of our civil servants that they follow things to the law, irrespective of their religious beliefs or political affiliation. So should we stop giving this officiant status to reverends and let them have the sacrament? Or do we force them to actually work in the capacity as an officiant, as a civil servant, for gay marriages?
Well, as a civil,
there is a conflict there.
Yeah, as a civil servant working for government. Is that what you mean? Like if they're like in a working with the government, doing civil ceremony?
When you are officiating a wedding, you are technically a civil servant, and we grant that just for practical reasons to ministers and priests and stuff, so that when the marriage license is signed, the marriage is now recognized because the priest is present and he's whatever.
Well, are you talking about like in actual church, in church services? Is that what you mean?
Or in anywhere, like
in any setting.
For instance, for when I got married the first time, I was an atheist. My ex he called himself a Taoist, but he was just fucking stupid. But anyway, I hired a service that provided a retired minister, and we sat down and said, look, we don't want any God crap in the ceremony. And it was like, that's fine. Here's a ceremony with no God stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the guy was still a retired minister who had been ordained and all that crap.
Yeah, he had basically just been if you're a minister, you just become an officiant just immediately almost.
Yeah. Did you know though, Doctor, we have a whole group of humanist officiants now?
Yeah. I'm an officiant for the Satanic Temple, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Well, but now I don't know how it works in Saskatchewan, but see, because I've got credentials, I've got Universal Life Church and Flying Spaghetti Monster, but I can't just go marry someone. There's like a bunch of other shit that I have to do.
No, I can actually legally marry people within the prairies.
Okay, it's not like that in Ontario, unfortunately.
No.
Nope.
They're a little bit more strict about it there.
Where I was going with that though, in a church, say if I met someone and we want to get married, So we go into a church and try to see if the pastor there or whatever would marry us. And they said, no, okay, I have no problem with that. This is in a church. But if they're working like that woman that was raising all kind of canes, telling her workers, don't sign these things or something.
Oh, that bitch, Kim Davis.
Yeah. Now, in a situation like that, if you are working for the government here in in a place, courthouse, whatever, okay, no, your religion, you leave that at the door. You have to do your job.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's where the conflict comes in. We actually had a case in Saskatchewan where we had an officiant. He was a civil servant. He was working on behalf of the government to basically notify that, yes, this is an official marriage now, that these people are in fact married. And that was entirely from a government perspective. No religion involved. Government doesn't care about religion.
Yeah.
But he was refusing to wed people because he was also a pastor. And this is where the conflict came in. But he was registered not just as a pastor, because if you're a pastor, you just get it by proxy. And he also became a secular officiant. So if you didn't want to have the religious ceremony, he would be paid to conduct just a regular ceremony, or just to basically sign off that, yes, now you're married. And he was refusing to do this for gay and lesbian couples. And he wasn't allowed to do that within that civil capacity. In the religious capacity, he can still work as the government agent and still discriminate. And that's where the conflict comes in.
Yes. Yeah. So, like, if he was in his church and somebody came in and said, well, I'm from the Satanic Temple, but I'm feeling like for whatever reason, I want to get married in your church, they could say no. But if somebody comes and says, look, I'm contracting you to officiate my wedding out in this forest, and I want it like this and that, and we're gay, well, then no, you can't do that.
That's where the conflict comes in. I just think that how it should be, just to simplify things, is when you pick up the marriage license, they sign it there, that person is the officiant, and now you're married. And you can have a ceremony after that if you wish.
That makes sense.
Yeah, one good thing about the government agencies, or whoever ran this thing through, the gay marriage thing, they stayed out of the church's business, which is separation of church and state. They did not tell the churches, you have to do this.
Absolutely.
That would be wrong. So now, why can't it go both ways? Why can't these the far, what do you call it, right or whatever? Why can't they keep their little fingers out of government?
Because they think
we're not interfering in their churches and what they do in the church.
Because they think they're entitled to screw with everyone else.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah, not necessarily. They actually think that it's not a matter of entitlement, but that they're helping us. AC Grayling did a great talk about this, where how you could view religions is that what they share among all of them is that they are top-down ideologies, where the people think that they have the truth in their back pocket, and they just want to have everybody know this truth, accept this truth, or live by this truth.
Religious fundamentalists are the original social justice warriors.
Yeah, and if I may add, and the reason why, and I learned this from watching what the fuck is his name, Andrew Rappert. There are a lot of people on the right think that the separation of church and state is pretty much a one-way wall. That it just applies to the government, it doesn't apply to the church. And it fucking
Exactly.
Anyway, back to these fags.
Wait, I'm going to stop you there. What do you mean you can't talk about? I mean, not only they're dismantled the entire First Amendment, the religious liberty part, and the freedom of speech part. Why can't you describe what happened? Something that's been described in a lot of news stories. I don't understand.
Yeah, hey, that's exactly right there. I can tell you what happened a little bit, but unfortunately, the Kleins, they're gagged by this gag order. And that's part of what this case is all about. It's not just about being fined with or actually damages with $135,000. It's just such a soul-crushing penalty that put them out of business. That's not good enough. Now, it actually, there's an extra part, and you can't really talk about it And so that's part of the case
Okay, so
that's going on right now.
Let me ask a much more general question. And I think people have read a lot of stories about this, and I just want to be totally clear. As a general matter to both clients, did you have a practice of not serving gay people because they were gay?
No, we had no such litmus test for customers. We served everybody, no matter who they were, every walk of life.
No, you didn't.
Exactly. Clearly, you fucking didn't.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've read the stories about them.
They
did actually have a reputation for denying gay people. So right there, they're just plain fucking lying.
Yep.
Well, imagine if they had, if someone tried to come in with a cake and I mean, I'm sure this has been argued up a million times, but whatever. Someone came in and they wanted a cake that just had that showed that it was an interracial marriage, and some company, decided they're not going to do it for that, and you just put it up to that same standard, and
yep,
you see exactly what they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really don't know anything about this, but I do have a question. They made a comment about what they refused to do was participate in the wedding somehow.
Yeah,
and that's why they refused or something. And
so I
don't quite get.
I think it had to do with, I think in part how they wanted the cake delivered. I think that this is totally a semi-educated guess, but having watched shows about baking and cakes and whatnot, where they like Cake Boss and whatever, when they deliver cakes, oftentimes they stay with the cake to make sure it's, in case it needs tweaking, or if something starts to sag, or, especially if it's a really expensive cake, they may be, as part of the contract, required to hang around the event until the cake is cut or consumed or whatever. So if that was the case, then they may have refused on the grounds, well, we don't want to set foot at your icky gay wedding. So that might be where the conflict is.
Actually, that and I'm not being mean here. That actually was not the case.
Okay.
A couple came in saying, "Hey, we want a cake for our wedding. You don't have to deliver it. We'll pick it up when you guys are done making it." And these people said no. That's pretty much what happened.
Well, then they're super assholes instead of just, medium assholes.
To fill you in there, Heavy Hauler.
They're lying assholes.
Exactly.
That too.
Because I hadn't really heard about this one specifically, and that's why I was curious, because I picked up on that and I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Yep.
These two women were in fact return customers.
Right. Okay. So they've been there before. There's certainly no problem. So I think we can all assume that the problem was you didn't want to participate in a ceremony in any way that you felt violated your religious beliefs. So my question to you, and I've been thinking this since the story began, what do you make of the coverage of this? The Oregonian, which is your newspaper, one of the newspapers in Oregon, described this quote, and they used quotation marks around the phrase religious liberty, as if it was a concept or something only right-wingers cared about. Do you think this case has received fair coverage?
Now, the quote means that you don't understand what the fuck religious liberty is, you idiot.
Exactly. That's what the quote's for, you fucking has-been. Jesus. I have to ask this. How does this turd keep floating to the top of the fucking punch bowl? I mean, most people on the right don't.
Well, as Jon Stewart put it, he's a partisan hack.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a YouTuber I talk to, pro-life I talk to all the time, Antonio Fletcher. He's constantly playing it, Tucker Carlson. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Find someone better.
It really depends on what news outlet you go with. I mean, we've seen a lot of false stories out there, a lot of things that totally mischaracterize what happened, and really what it comes down to is, I mean, it's hard to find truth in media when it comes to things like this, because there's so much misinformation out there.
Right. So you've been, as I'm sure you know, characterized as hating gay people when it's much more specific. Now, to your attorney, correct me if I'm wrong, but the precedent this sets is that the state can force people to violate their religious beliefs. I mean, presumably they can force, a kosher butcher to sell bacon, or a Catholic hospital to commit abortion, or
Why do you
That's
keep
a terrible
falsely
argument?
Why, Tucker? Why do you keep continuing with these false equivalencies?
Can we call him fucker for now on?
Say what?
Call him fucker.
Yes, exactly.
Tucker the
Why,
fucker.
Yes.
No protection against force from the state. Is that correct?
Yeah, what's unfortunate about this is that we have people of goodwill on all sides. And, we live in a pluralistic society. We got to try to figure out how to get along. And what we're just simply fighting for is tolerance and respect and the dignity of all.
No, you're not.
It's not our job to tolerate your intolerance. It becomes indestructive at that point. I mean, self-destructive.
Able to carry out their lives in the way that they see fit, and everyone struggles to both follow their faith, but also interact with others. And it's just really sad that the government has decided to come in here in Oregon and put their thumb on the scale and say, no, your beliefs, your way is wrong, and we're going to punish you with basically a lifetime.
No, the state is telling these idiots that, hey, you open a business to the public, you play by the same fucking rules as everyone else. That's what
everybody else. That's right.
Yep.
Crushing penalty.
Of course, embedded by their mindless handmaidens in the press who hate you for other reasons, cultural reasons.
Really, Tucker? Really? I cannot believe you just went there.
I can.
Boy, put that on
the whole time. He never changed from the time that Jon Stewart demolished them on Crossfire. He hasn't changed. He plays the same character the whole time. It's all. I don't even think he believes the things that he's saying. He's just using these standard arguments that he figures that the right would argue.
Yeah, and it just I'm not really shocked. I was being rhetorical, and AJ, you're right. I think I might actually start calling him that now.
I interrupted Heavy. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that.
I just said a little quick thing like, what he said about the handmaidens or whatever. I said, yeah, hang that on your wall.
Yeah.
Put that on a plaque.
Yes, when's the ruling coming down?
It's going to take a number of months probably before we receive the ruling. But whatever the ruling is, I'm fairly certain that one side or the other will appeal, and this will probably make its way all the way up to the Supreme Court, and so people can follow this case at firstlibertyinstitute.org at our website.
Let me just be totally clear. You don't have to be a Christian or even a religious person to have an interest in the outcome of this. It affects all of us in a deep way. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Oh, I agree. The only thing I actually agree to, you idiot.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw what I typed in the background, I said, if they had not refused this couple, they wouldn't be in this mess.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Why can't they just put everything aside and just serve the people that come into your place of business?
I think that on some level, I wouldn't be surprised if they knew exactly what they were doing, because now they got fined $200,000 and they closed their business, but they can go on right-wing nutjob television and talk about how they've been persecuted for their faith and woe is us and we're martyrs for Jesus and all of that bullshit. And I would not be surprised if some of that was done deliberately.
Well, I think they're going to get a bunch of money. They're going to get people sending them money, so to pay for those fees, and it'll be kind of like when Chick-fil-A, people were trying to boycott that, but then a bunch of people just said, no, we need to go there because they have those beliefs. So
yeah. All right, now what do we got?
We got Sheriff Clark. Cops are him saying cops are no longer bad guys to the White House, which is probably a bunch of bunk. He's that black conservative cop we see on Fox News all the time, which, by the way, interesting fact, a prisoner died in his prison, at least when he was in charge of a prison. A prisoner died in his prison of thirst.
I think I heard of
what?
Yes.
Fucking hell. I mean, water is fucking free, people.
Well, and that's the fucked up part is that the prisoner was telling the guards, "Look, I'm thirsty. Please give me something to drink," and they just ignored him.
I have heard of this.
Yeah.
Every American child should be able to grow up in a safe community, to attend a great school, and to have access to a high-paying job. But to create this future, we must work with, not against, the men and women of law enforcement. We must build bridges of cooperation and trust, not drive the wedge of disunity and really it's what it is, division. Pure, unadulterated division.
That's rich coming from you.
Police and sheriff are members of our community. They're friends and neighbors. They're mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, and they leave behind loved ones every day who worry about whether or not they'll come home safe and sound. We must support the incredible men and women of law enforcement.
You mean the same people that kill us?
What'd you say, AJ?
You mean the same people that kill and abuse us?
Yeah.
Isn't that
that walk around going, "Oh my God, it's a black person!" Boom.
Right.
When you think law enforcement, you think right away of Sheriff David Clark, because as things
No, actually, I don't.
in America, we started turning
Oh, look at that guy! Wow.
going on in the inner city because
Is it just me or does he look like a black Walker Texas Ranger?
Yep.
Well, as black as like Southern Republicans would like him to be.
Yeah.
You mean turning to the ship? You didn't turn into it, right?
No, I didn't. I wish I could.
Come on, you piece of crap
He
computer.
works for the Merritt County, Milwaukee County in Wisconsin, author of this brand new book, Cop Under Fire, Moving Beyond Hashtags of Race, Crime, and Politics for a Better America. Sheriff, when the president was talking about law enforcement, were your ears ringing?
They always do, but we have a huge supporter now in the White House, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and he said early on in his campaign that he was going to support the police, and he was unambiguous about it, where some of the other candidates were trying to split the baby, and they were, dancing around the edges. He went all in, understanding that we're on the front lines of the rule of law.
Well, how big a difference is this president than the last one?
It's like night and day. Former President Obama was an echo chamber for the cop haters.
Oh, what the fuck ever! Seriously.
Wow.
I mean, I've got problems with Obama, but to sit there and say he was a cop hater, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
What I like is what he doesn't know what an echo chamber is. It's not really an echo chamber when Obama is being constantly criticized and vehemently criticized by news outlets for his remarks.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? His beard and mustache, to me, looks like it's been drawn on by Sharpies.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It does kind of look that way.
Well, the thing I was noticing about it is that it's not curly. I thought it would be really, really hyper, really extra curly, Afro hairish kind of curly, and it's not. So it's an interesting mix of genes that he has.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he's 100% black. I think he's mixed.
And that's why he's acceptable to the nut jobs.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is just like this is what Fox News likes to do. Like they always bring on like a black person and talk shit about black people. And the same thing with every other race. That's what they do.
Well, that's why all the black people hate him, because he's going against his own race.
Yeah.
Well, this is like what makes him Fox News' boy. He's black and a cop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very damaging to the trust that is needed in a community between, us and the people we serve. So that's gone now. It's going to take some time. This stuff doesn't flip overnight, but rest assured, we have a president who said we're going to have the resources. We're going to have all the support we need. And he's going to make sure that his attorney general, Jeff Sessions, who I know personally, is going to do everything that he can to support the police. See, with President Obama and with Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch, the cops were the bad guys and the criminals were made out to be victims.
You guys had to be retrained.
Oh, are you
Wow.
As bad as the freaking last people, man. Just trying to make his fellow police officers look like victims. Oh,
Well,
man.
There's an obvious reason why the bad guys are made out to be the cops in those scenarios, and it's because we have a particular expectation of them. We have a higher moral and legal expectation of them because of the role that they fill. And when they violate that, that is far worse than if just a regular citizen does it.
Yeah.
We expect them to be fair. We expect them to uphold the law. And when they go beyond it, or when they begin acting in a retributive manner, where it's just like, oh, this person wasn't nice to me, I'm going to bring them into holding to teach them a lesson. When they do that kind of abuse, they have done something far worse than if a regular citizen had done something similar.
Exactly.
Because the bad thing about this is I'm pretty sure there are a lot of good cops out there. They do everything they can to help them and do the law to the letter of the law and whatever, But these ones that have been doing these other things, they're making the good ones look bad. And it's like to where people are like, they don't trust any cops. Unless maybe they know them personally or something.
Yeah.
In general, I don't trust police at all. I trust individual police officers that I've dealt with. But I understand that, yes, this is a position of power. And guess what? You're still human. And I know what humans tend to do with positions of power.
Matt, you would like to say something?
Yeah. What I was going to say is that no, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh no!
My great aunt used to say, "Well, you don't remember what you're going to say? It's probably a lie."
No, I'm not going to lie to you.
No, just she would tease me like that. Like when I was a little kid, I would be out in the yard playing and I'd fall down. She'd go, "Come over here and I'll pick you up."
No, what I was going to say was that the police. There are good cops, but the problem is that they're not recognized. It's always the bad guys that are recognized.
Yep.
Well, yeah, there are good cops, but as the saying goes, a few rotten apples spoils the bunch.
Right.
And as we put our confidence, we put our faith, we put our trust in people being able to fulfill the duties of this particular societal role effectively, fairly, and justly. And when people abuse that, we need to err on the side of caution. There needs to be a thorough investigation. You shouldn't have cops covering for other cops. If a cop shoots a citizen, he should be treated as in some special case. He should immediately have his gun taken away. He should immediately be taken into custody. He should wait for his lawyer to come and then give his testimony.
Yes.
Treat him as a suspect. Even more so because he's in that position. You have to hold a higher level of scrutiny for your own group of people than you do everyone else.
But that also depends on the situation too. I mean, if that officer was in danger, like if a person, if the suspect had a gun and was pointing a gun at the officer, and the officer had no choice but to shoot the person, I mean, that's justifiable.
Yeah, there are instances where it is clearly justifiable, and there are instances where it may be not so clearly justifiable. For example, in Canada, if the police are in a standoff with a suspect and he is armed with a gun and he's pointing the gun at the police and they fire first, that is not justified.
Yeah. And the guy, there was a guy in Toronto, it was a couple of years ago now. It was a young kid who was having some kind of mental breakdown, and he was threatening people on a streetcar with a knife. And this cop unloaded like 6 or 8 bullets into it, killed him. And that cop was just convicted and is sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Only 6?
Only 6. And he's appealing it, of course.
It's 6 years in jail because it was a violent situation. But
yes,
it's still unjustified. If you have a gun,
And he's a
It doesn't matter if that person is, that people say, oh, 30 feet away from you, that's not very far. Yes, it's not very far, but it's far enough if you have a gun. You can't miss from 30 feet.
And the other thing is, all of the people that had been on the streetcar were gone. They were no longer, there was no one in danger other than this kid that was having the mental breakdown. And what do? They shoot him to death. Or that guy did.
Well, it's kind of like.
Go ahead, Matt.
Kind of like here in Chicago, a couple of years ago, I'm sure everyone's heard about that Laquan McDonald case where that Chicago police officer shot the kid like 16 times.
Yeah.
And he had a knife, and this kid had a knife, and they couldn't get this guy to stop, so one of the officers unloaded on him. Which, that was definitely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, shoot him once if you have to. But I mean, even like up here, for instance, the guy who killed all the Muslims in the mosque, he's not dead. He was shot, but he's not dead, and he's going to stand trial for murder now.
Well, they are trained that if you have to fire your firearm, it's to kill the person. It is literally supposed to be the absolute last resort. Even if somebody has already killed someone, if at that moment they are not an immediate threat to you or to the public, and it has to be a clear, immediate threat.
Absolutely.
You cannot fire on them.
Well, years ago when I was in university, I took a criminology course, and we had a OPP officer come in, and I remember, people like, oh, have you ever shoot anybody? And he's like, well, yeah, he was a homicide detective. And he's like, yeah, but the paperwork involved with taking the gun out of your holster is so ridiculous that no one wants to do it unless you absolutely have to. So it's, they make it here, at least they make it so that you damn well better be sure that that's what you need to do when you do it.
Yeah. The great benefit of that is we have considerably less unjustified shootings by police, even though you say, okay, well, the cop thought that this person was an actual threat, but, they weren't clearly a threat at the time. We don't have those cases, really. We have far fewer people who are not immediate threats killed by police. We have police officers actually trying to de-escalate situations, trying to talk people down, because for all you know, that person could be depressed. They could be trying to do suicide by cop, and we could probably help them eventually. Let's see if we can resolve this situation with no one getting hurt first.
Like, it makes me think of that it's a situation, I forget what state it was in, but they shot the guy who was the caretaker of this autistic fellow, and they were like, oh, we're sorry, we were trying to shoot the autistic fellow.
As he was laying down on the ground with his arms up, showing that he was completely defenseless.
Yes! I'm like, what the actual fuck is that? And why the hell were you trying to shoot the autistic guy anyway, who was sitting on the ground next?
Who was sitting in the middle of the road playing with a toy truck.
Yeah. Like, okay, do what you can to get him out of the street, obviously, but I don't think a gun is warranted at this point. Like, that's insane. Absolutely
Maybe
insane.
he watched Toy Story and thought the truck was alive.
The truck has a gun.
Oh, I know. The cop thought it was a transformer and he was going to get zapped.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, I actually agree. I mean, I'm sure the majority of cops are fucking good, but I mean, with the videos I've seen and the fucking obvious fucking cover, I don't fucking trust them. As far as people like Josh Fierstein, I mean...
Oh, that fucker.
Yeah, as far as people like Josh Fierstein, I'll be the first to tell anyone, look, just because you have a badge doesn't mean you're going to get my fucking respect. And hello, Quiet Atheist.
Well, hello there, people.
Wow, you've lost weight there, ain't you?
What's that?
I know.
I said you've lost some weight there, ain't you?
Oh no, that's a different picture. For some reason, when I go into other people's hangouts, an old YouTube account of mine is somehow tied to mine. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but it's one of those unexplainable things from YouTube, I guess.
Well, I mean, I sent you the link through Twitter. That's why I told you to check your Twitter.
Oh, well, I was on Twitter earlier. I just saw the link in my messages on my YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I sent you like an hour ago.
Oh, I was watching some videos. I wasn't paying attention. That's my fault.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it's a good thing you're here. I want to talk to you because I partially saw your latest video about how was it pastors on receiving jail time? They were receiving like 1,000 years of prayer or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was I believe it was 2 pastors that were convicted of child molestation. So instead of jail time, the Pope sentenced them to a lifetime of prayer.
I posted that too. I posted that too. But the one guy, thankfully, because he did his child molestation in Italy, and apparently the Italian authorities have now also charged him. So he will get some jail time, even though Frankie there just thinks, oh well, a lifetime of prayer, that's okay.
Well, good. I'll be looking for the article on that because I love to make updates too.
Oh yeah. I posted an article about that on my wall, although it'll be a little hard to find it right now because it's swamped with birthday crap right now. But yeah, I posted about that a few days ago.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got a new video editing software a couple days ago, and I've been really jumping into it to make better videos. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's called Adobe Premiere.
I've never heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I have heard of it.
You got the good one then. Cool.
Yes, I did, Mr. Kazoom. It's awesome.
I used to use.
If you need any tip. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I had a Mac at one time. I was using Final Cut Pro. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well,
if you need any little tips here and there, I can try to help you where I can because that's the main one I use. So.
Well, I tried getting a hold of you the other day, Kazoom, and you didn't even answer my Skype calls or anything. Damn it.
Sorry. Sometimes I turn off. I can't seem to find a way to make it so group messages don't give me notifications, but personal messages do.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out a way to do that because there's a couple groups that I'm in that will just keep, you'll hear the sound for, bring, whatever that quick, that whatever the sound is, right?
Yeah.
That comes up, all night, all day, and I'm like, well, I've got to, So I haven't been seeing notifications like I should have.
Also, the past 2 days, video production on my end has slowed down a lot. And the reason for that is because of the fact that I just decided to jump into Adobe Premiere head first and try to learn it. And I'm doing pretty good. You should check out my newest video, Kazoo.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. I actually did pretty good, man. So how is everybody doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good.
I just ate cake.
Oh, you just ate cake?
How is it you had cake and I don't have cake? That doesn't work.
My sister actually brought it in. I
do have a container of Timbits though. Because,
Yeah.
I wonder where you live.
Yes, I wonder. Although when I was in Buffalo 2 weekends ago, where did we go to meet up? A fucking Tim Hortons in Buffalo.
Oh shit. You're
talking we actually tried calling the bakery in Oregon, but they were closed.
Yeah, right.
Funny that.
And you're talking
It's
about
like, hey,
and you're talking about Buffalo, New York, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am in Canada, but I'm only 90 minutes from Buffalo.
Yeah, they're not allowed to go any further south than that.
Oh, I was all the way to Savannah last summer.
No, Tim Hortons isn't allowed to go any further south.
Oh, Tim Hortons,
They wanted to expand across the United States, And there was such a fierce protest from Canadians that they actually backed off and said, okay, we're not going to do that.
Now, what is Tim Hortons?
It's Canadian Starbucks. Yeah, it's like Canadian Starbucks, but I actually think Tim Hortons is more prolific.
Well, we have Dunkin' Donuts
Like
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's shit.
I guess ours is, yeah, they're kind of crappy. I don't know for sure because I don't drink coffee, so I don't really know. But everybody,
Other donuts compared to other donuts are like gourmet donuts, basically.
I don't know.
Okay.
I like
I don't know how you guys feel about the whole situation, but I heard, now this is just a rumor, but I heard that McDonald's coffee was a whole hell of a lot better than Starbucks. I don't know.
It is.
I heard that
they've
too,
absolutely
but-
proved that.
I like the burnt taste of the Starbucks. On the rare occasion I have coffee, I must admit to liking the kind of burnt taste it has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drink coffee like I'm from Bosnia. So it's like I'll be drinking a cup of coffee at 2 a.m. just as my last cup before I go to bed or something.
I don't drink coffee. Unfortunately, I get Mountain Dew for my caffeine.
Mountain Dew.
Could you get more redneck?
In my defense,
you have a mullet now? Is that what you're growing out?
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be right back. Some just came to my attention. I'll be right back. Tell us among yourselves.
Yes, so shave off the mullet.
For those that don't know, the darker the roast, the less caffeine there is.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Not if you have the most expensive one. The one
I
that
don't
like
know.
actually passes through a cat's intestines.
It's a civet.
That's called, yeah.
It's not a cat. It's it's like a relative of a lemur, I think. A civet cat. It's not like a cat. It's yeah.
So what
it's something insane, like $300 a cup.
Yeah.
Damn, so what do we have here? Coffee or what?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
it shits up
they
the coffee
pick the-
beans and then they roast them.
Yep.
God damn.
I know.
I wouldn't pay $1 for a cup of that coffee, much less $300.
There's a very weird thing where the most expensive food items are basically garbage parts of animals.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this coffee is the real shit.
Or it tastes like shit.
It actually tastes really, really good.
Potted meat food is pretty cheap. It's made of all kinds of strange stuff.
Here we go. Yeah. So it says it's called Kopi Luwak. It is one of the most expensive coffees in the world, selling for between $100 and $600 per pound US in 2010. The specialty Vietnamese weasel coffee, which is made by collecting coffee beans eaten by wild civets, is sold at $3,000 US per kilogram.
Fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Bowel, they should at this point call it bowel decaf.
Now Heretic, to feel a little more depressed about our nationality, look up the sourdough cocktail.
Oh, gross! I don't even want to know.
Yes, you do.
At least
Yes,
it's not.
you do.
It's not a beaver tail, that's for sure.
No, sourdough cocktail.
Wait a minute. Is that the place in the Yukon where you have to drink with the toe in it?
Yes, Dawson City, Yukon. Where
Yes.
they have the actual pickled human toe in the cocktail.
Pickled what?
Yes.
Human toe.
Human toe.
Yeah, no
Human
thanks.
toe.
Oh, that's nasty. Damn.
That really is.
Yeah.
That's,
You can also choose your toe when you go there. They have a variety that you can choose from, and you point out which one you want in your drink.
I think I'm gonna choose the toe. I think I'm gonna choose the toe with the hangnail.
Well, actually, the reason why there's a variety that you can choose from now is because the original toe that the bar owner, when he took possession of the bar, he just found, for some odd reason, a pickled human toe in the basement. and he thought it would be a good laugh to just drop it in a drink as a bit of a challenge to people to drink it. But somebody accidentally swallowed it. So a woman from Lethbridge lost her toe, had her toe amputated due to an inoperable corn, and she donated it to the hotel. And after that, people started, who have lost their toes in various accidents or for various reasons, send their toes off to Dawson City, and they get packed in rock salt and basically turn into just like this clump of leather.
It's mummified. I just put a link in to it's Dawson City's Sour Toe Cocktail Club, and yes, there are some photos.
Yeah, my brother's in that club.
Oh. Yeah,
no,
okay, that
no,
just sounds
no,
really
no.
nasty.
No.
Is it optional? Is it optional just for them to pull the toe out of the coffee and just start gnawing on it?
Oh, I suppose.
Nobody's ever done that.
Oh, there's like pictures of people holding the toe, going, "Ooh, look at me, I have a toe." Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yuck.
And and you can.
The thing that I love most about it is that one of the stereotypes of Canadians, and one of the stereotypes of like Toronto in particular, is they say it's very clean.
Yeah.
We're very clean people.
Dang.
I don't know if
like
I would
Toronto
say
is New York
Toronto's-
if it was run by the Swedes, is how it's expressed. And it's like, we're not
know.
fucking clean.
I was gonna say I don't know that
we
I
are
would call
nasty ass
Toronto
people.
clean. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in Toronto. I don't think I would call it clean.
No.
Really.
It's like people also say that Canadians are nice. I don't know any nice people.
Well, we kind of are. I mean, people like always open the door for you, I find.
Hey, I know some nice Canadians now. I know some nice people. Yep. I know some nice people from Canada.
Good. Oh, this is so gross. And there's like, you have to do it a certain way. It says you have to come to their saloon, ask for Captain River Rat, and then you purchase a shot and you can pick your booze. And then you have to pledge the sour toe oath, whatever the fuck that is.
You can drink it fast or you can sip it slow, but your lips must touch the toe.
Okay, that's it's giving me chills.
And it gives
Damn,
you a recipe: 1 ounce minimum of alcohol, 1 dehydrated toe, garnished with courage. No, that's garnished with fucking insanity, I think.
Over your lips and down.
It's garnished with
over your lips and down your coat.
Ew.
What was that? Because
I said over your lips and down your throat, over your lips and down your coat.
And I thought, what is it they say in Newfoundland with the screech and kissing the fish? I thought that was bad.
No, we got some fucked up shit.
Yeah, we do.
Like Saskatchewan ain't much more different. We're far worse than anywhere else, I think.
I think I'd rather kiss the fish.
Yeah, me
too. I don't know.
The stuff we do isn't gross. It's just downright deplorable. So you laugh at it, but I'm genuinely serious about it. It's something that we've been fighting against for a long time. Come next month is the dog culling.
Well, you got just too many wild dogs in the area, or
no? We don't.
So why would they do this?
It's something that happens on all the reserves in Saskatchewan annually. Where if your dog is not tied up or put in your house, it's going to get killed, and it doesn't matter how people kill it.
What the heck?
What the fuck is with that? I've never heard of this before.
No, it's called Dog Day in Saskatchewan. me and my friends in the SPCA, we go up days before it and we try to save as many dogs as we can.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And the sick thing about it is, most of the we have to get the chief's permission to take the dogs off the reserve, because technically, when we go onto a reserve and we go off, we're going into another country.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not legally allowed to take a dog off the reserve unless I have permission from some government authority on the reserve, which would be the council. And the council doesn't like us taking the dogs off the reserve.
But they want them to be murdered?
No, they just don't
Apparently.
want people who don't live on the reserve meddling in their affairs.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking the doctor, what country do you live in?
Canada.
Yeah.
Canada?
I live in northern Saskatchewan.
Oh,
He's 2 provinces over from me, which is probably about 15 states wide.
Which is like 2 countries in any other frame of reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they pretty much dogs that are going wild or don't have owners or something?
No, not even that.
Really?
No. Most of the dogs that I come across.
I was thinking some had gotten loose or wild and whatever running.
No, they're just let loose all the time. The only time that a dog is regularly tied up or like kept an eye on is if it's an aggressive dog, if it's a dangerous dog. But on dog day, like all the dogs for the most part are tame. They're very good with everyone. We don't have many bites or incidences. But it just becomes because they don't neuter the dogs or they don't spade them and they don't monitor them and they just breed like crazy and you end up with so many dogs.
Yeah.
They decide, okay, now we're going to do this harrowing. And I have seen some disgusting and deplorable shit. I have seen dogs been drawn and quartered.
Oh.
And we put those fuckers in the hospital for that one.
Good.
Because we went up to, we got permission from the bands to go up and take as many dogs with us as we could. And we saw these people with quads drawing and quartering a dog. And I opened my truck door and sicked my 3 dogs that I had with me on them.
Oh, good.
That guy is now permanently maimed. I shouldn't have done it. But because I had a wolf cross, a pit bull, and a Rottweiler with me. So
Yeah, well, then they shouldn't torture animals.
yeah, well, for some people it's a sport. Others it's just an unfortunate thing that they have to do. For the most part, they're either shot or quickly poisoned, and either way, it's disgusting, and I hate it.
Yes.
Hey, sorry, just real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. My sister fell down the stairs. I had to make sure she was okay.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's not good.
Did you have to grab the poking stick?
No, she's fine.
Hey, if she loses a toe, we know where she can send it.
Yeah, right.
You missed that part of the conversation.
Oh fuck!
No, I'm the whole time.
Just look it up, Atheist Ranger. The sourdough cocktail.
Yeah.
You'll be sorry.
Yeah. Right there in the live chat.
Yeah, I put a link in the chat there for you.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, and people thought that the damn seal hunt was bad. Jeez.
I always thought that was a myth that no, people didn't actually club seals. No, apparently they do, and they still do.
Yeah, they still do. Which, you know,
it seems rather ineffective.
It does. Like, and
oh god, that's disgusting.
Somebody looked at the link.
I didn't need to look at it because I've actually seen it in live,
Yeah.
right in front of me. I've seen my brother drink that cocktail.
Ugh.
All because I told him to.
Have you? Did you ever drink one, the doctor?
Fuck no.
You're like, I
he
don't
was
know where
drunk
the hell
enough,
that
and I was like, I
thing's
bet
been.
you're too much of a bitch to drink that. He's like, oh, I'll show you, and he drank it.
Damn.
So,
that's a little too extreme for me.
It's like I'm that guy who, at a party or at some kind of social gathering, stays sober enough so that he can take advantage and manipulate everyone else around him. All you have to do with drunk people is say it's a challenge, and they'll do it.
Oh, speaking of drunk, for just a future announcement for my birthday hangout, I most likely will be drunk. so you guys can have as much fun with me as you can.
Okay.
I'm kind of disappointed I'll be missing it.
Are you?
but-
You're gonna regret telling me that.
Oh. Which, by the way, as I always say for my Sunday hangouts, bring your own topic and bring your own clip. Or video clip if you want to.
You're gonna be famous on like my free cams when we're done with you.
Oh shit! Oh, so we bring our own clips, huh? I better go get one from Pornhub real quick so I can have it ready.
Not that kind of clip. I don't need a fucking flag now.
I can send some clips of me doing that, but nope.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna be bummed that I missed it. But oh well, I'm gonna be in Toronto, listening to Ali Rizvi and Faisal Al-Mutar talk about Ali's new book, The Atheist Muslim.
Wow,
which is a contradiction.
Yes, but basically he's talking about being a cultural Muslim to some degree. But
okay,
it's a really good book though. He
look that up then.
It's partially autobiographical, and then he delves into some of the stupidity in Islam and rips apart some of the whole religion abuse crap. So,
well, I probably like that a whole lot because I deal with a lot of cultural Muslims. I also help with Syrian refugees in Saskatchewan when they need a hand or anything.
Yep.
I help with their placement and stuff like that. But and also I'm a cultural Christian.
There you go.
Wait, you're a cultural Christian?
Yeah.
What does that mean? You show up for Easter and Christmas and stuff?
Well, actually, I regularly attend Mass just because.
Really? Wow.
I like it. I don't know why. It's just fun for me. Maybe it's because also the priest happens to be my cousin.
Okay.
And we go out for drinks after. So.
That could do it, yes. So
that and the nuns were like, it was like having a collection of grandmothers. I would visit them and I'd leave with like a big box of like fresh baked goods and stuff. It's like I have nothing but awesome experiences with church.
I can see that.
A gay cultural Christian. Yeah, now I've seen everything.
My cousin is openly gay as well, and he's the priest.
Awesome.
Ukrainian Catholic Church, not really Catholic, and very, very loose with its ideas. Doctrine is as you take it.
Yeah.
It really is just something that we just do that keeps us culturally united. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I was gone so long when I was gone to check my sister. I was gone so long because last time she fell down the stairs, she dislocated her knee. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. That's not fun.
Well, I haven't dislocated my knee, but I think I dislocated my ring finger one time sparring Taekwondo, and that shit. And I personally had to snap it back into place, so that was painful.
Yeah, when I used to dislocate my knee, that was an automatic. I'm passing out.
Should I show the picture of my hand?
No, please don't. I almost fucking because of that.
Yeah, I think we're at a cringe level of about 7 right now.
Yeah, right.
Ugh. Yeah.
I could just like show my hand up to the camera, and you can see like how mangled my hand is now from that guy's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Sure. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is 11 o'clock. I have to get up for work tomorrow, so I'm going to let everyone the usual. Yeah, I'm going to let everyone do the usual plugging, starting with, I guess, from AJ. You got anything to plug?
Well, I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of the Amino app, but I'm on there. I share my artwork. What are you doing? I'm sorry, my cat is wiggling across the floor like a worm.
Well, you just said cat, so I'm assuming it's being an asshole.
Well, if you ever check out the Amino app, check out all the communities, just type in what you think will show up, and it might show up. And I go by Pudding Pal Gal, so if you want to see my artwork, you can follow me on Amino.
Yep. AJ also shares her art on YouTube. She is an amazing artist from what I've seen. Heavy Hollow, do you have a YouTube channel? I'm not sure what you do.
I have one, but I haven't done anything on it in so long. It's not even worth stopping by.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. That's all. Heretic Woman / Birthday Girl. Go ahead.
Okay, well, tomorrow night, which is like Saturday night, Sunday morning at midnight, I'm a panelist on a show called Holy Crap, the Vlogcast. We're 6 to 8 of us, run by my friend Shujin Tribble, and we talk about all things secular, depending on what's going on. This week, we are having a guest, Patrick Horst, who's one of the organizers of the Nashville Nuns Conference, or better known as NanoCon, and he's coming to talk about not just the conference, but how they had a lot of difficulty finding a venue this year, because as soon as somebody found out they were atheist conference, they're like, ew, they don't want you. So he's going to come and talk to us about that tomorrow night. And then my show, of course, is Monday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, which is called Beyond the Trailer Park, and we're on a separate channel. It's Beyond the Trailer Park channel, not Heretic Woman. I don't do much on Heretic Woman channel. But we're every Monday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern live. I'm not sure what we're doing this week because it's been my birthday this week and I didn't feel like doing anything. So we'll figure something out. But we will be live and we'll be talking about something to do with secularism, atheism, something. We'll see when we get there. Me and my co-host Beth. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, Quiet Atheist, your turn.
Well, you guys already know about my channel, so what I'll do is I got a new account on minds.com. It's a social site where you can upload videos, and it's like a version of Facebook in a way, but much better without the censorship. If you guys are interested on looking me up there, it is at minds.com/ minds.com/the Quiet Atheist.
Alrighty. Kazum, if you're there, if you would like to plug your channel or plug something.
I just some of the main things. I mean, I've got my regular channel where I talk about just an assortment of subjects. Sometimes it gets political, but I've got my new channel that I just started that's just for assorted clips that happen between commercials. There'll be TV bumpers, things like that, and it's a channel called Kazum's Clips, with spelled with a K. And I also do some of the I put my parodies of commercials on there as well. That's what I've been messing with a lot lately. But I still have my regular channel as well. But this has been just kind of fun, a little fun hobby in the background. So.
No, awesome. Matt, I know you don't have much of a channel, but you can plug some if you want.
I don't have anything to plug right now. Not yet, at least. Hopefully soon.
Okay. The Doctor, you got anything to plug?
Well, my video uploader and my video editing software hates me right now, so I have nothing on any of my channels. But what I would advise everyone to go is check out Steve McRae's latest video where he talks with Mr. Intelligent Design, the man who says that he must win the Nobel Prize for disproving evolution and showing the new and improved intelligent design theory.
Yeah, I saw that and I've been waiting to see it, but go ahead.
I said I ain't spoiling anything. That is just precious, that video.
Yes. Can't wait to see that. Well, I'm going to do something a little new here because I've been neglecting to do it. Many of you know, well, some of you may not know, but I am the co-host of the show Devil and God's Country. It is on the Atheist Republic YouTube channel. Please, by all means, check out the Atheist Republic YouTube channel. It's a good channel, good organization. And you know what? Check out this. Obviously, this is my main channel, Atheist Ranger. My ultimate goal is hopefully 10,000, but I very much doubt it. So, as always, this has been the Atheist Ranger. This has been Thank Goodness It's Friday, number 30. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. See you all later.